So the good news about genetics is that even though your genes are fixed, they're not. They're flexible, and you may have a lot of red dots or yellow dots, like I've mentioned in that I have in the pro-inflammatory genes. I have 13 out of the 15 dots are yellow and red. That's a lot. It really is. And at the time I was doing my genetics, I was having joint pain like an old man, and I was in my 30s, and I didn't understand why I was in so much pain, despite having a good lifestyle. And the reality is that I did have a good lifestyle, but not good enough for my particular genes. I wasn't anti-inflammatory enough. So what this means is that even though if you have a red or yellow dot, that you can still inspire that gene to behave more green-like in its behavior, in its expression, meaning it's going to generate, it's going to generate the proteins that you want. The difference is that with a green dot is you start farther ahead on the track, and you're going to have to work hard to make that gene, through bad lifestyle, make it behave more red-like, because it's a two-way street. So if you have a lot of red and yellow dots, there is hope where you can change your lifestyle consistently over time. Then those red and yellow dotted genes will behave more green-like. So I've been able to get rid of the joint pain in my body because I've been following a very, very strong anti-inflammatory lifestyle since I've learned about my particular genetics. And it's just something I have to do. What I have to do to control inflammation is way more than the average person, but that's just how the genetic dice, rolled. That's how the cards were dealt, and that's what I have to do. And it doesn't mean it's fair. It just means that my genes are not suited for the modern day environment where there's way fewer injuries from, say, hunting. Where a hyper-inflammatory genetic, set would be actually very, very helpful, very beneficial in the short term. So the red, yellow, and green dot designation are set for the modern environment. So someone's a pro-inflammatory would not be a good thing in today's non-injury, mostly, over time, the amount of injuries just goes down across society. As kind of a related aside, if the world is getting less violent statistically overall, at least according to Steven Pinker, who's written books and compiled all the statistics. Now, I'm not saying that individuals don't experience violence. I experienced a lot of violence when I was growing up. I guess I can thank my genes for healing faster, but I had 10 years of a lot of violence, people that growing up, and it was quite formative, to say the least. And it's one reason that one of my side projects is I'm trying to help people who are on the spectrum, because I'm on the spectrum. I have Asperger's. That's a whole other separate discussion. And I'm using stand-up comedy to make the discussion palatable, and then use social media to make it scalable. So if you're curious on that tangent of a tangent, you can always go to my YouTube channel, just go to YouTube, put in Dr. Sam Shay comedy, and you'll find my comedy clips. And I talk a lot about having Asperger's, along with a lot of other observational comedy. So bottom line is that your genes are fixed yet flexible. Like, your genes have a dimmer switch, and some people, their dimmer is preset a bit higher, some are preset a bit lower, but it's still a dimmer switch. It can still be dialed. And the edges are defined by your genes, like how far you can go in one direction or the other is defined by which genetic variation you have. But the fact that you can dial them up or down, even within that limited context, is still very good news.